My point of mind has rotated on the three categories of the souls that were well elaborated by one of the biggest, the well-separated scholars, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawzi. These three categories encompass nearly everyone except those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may have mercy upon. The first category is a category of nafsul ammara bisoy, a category of a soul. There are people in this world whose souls are souls that attract them, that trigger trouble, confusion, corruption. They are so much, their souls are immersed in corruption, in theft, in murder, in bribery, in enmity, in all sorts of evils. And such people, they are not bothered about the consequences of their acts, whether they cause harm to others, so long as they are happy. For them, they live a kind of life that brings happiness to themselves, but they don't mind about other people's concerns. They are so arrogant and proud that they can do anything in the name of pleasing their own souls. And this is very dangerous, because such a kind of category can lead anyone into the hellfire. We have to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to distance our souls away from such a kind of category. Such a kind of category does not mind about worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Does not mind about that. The other second category is a category that brings the self-reproaching, that attracts your heart. Always mind about the weaknesses you have, and therefore rush to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you acknowledge the shortcomings, the faults you have, and immediately rush to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Such a kind of category is so good that each time you think about your challenges in life, the actions must be very clear and very smart. The thoughts must be decent. You always look around to see that you do whatever it takes to please your Creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, there can be some ups and downs here and there. As a human being, because you're not an angel. But each time you fall in evil, you rush to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because of that ijtihad you have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can forgive you and bless you in all your actions. We have a duty as Muslims to always repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make a lot of istighfar, because this is the only way you can please our Creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But again, you should also know that each kind of leadership we have, whether at the mosque level, whether at your workplaces, wherever you happen to serve, whatever kind of arrangement you have that brings you together as Muslims, you should know that that is aman, that is a trust from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because you are transacting business that belongs to the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The owner of the business, the project you are pursuing or you are carrying on is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And therefore, you are accountable to Him and then to others after. You are accountable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then to others later on. Therefore, you must be conscious about that and ensure that in case there are challenges here and there, you rush Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. The third category is a category of nafsul mutma'inna, a category of self-contentment, a category of success, of victory. An excellent category that this kind of Muslim is a kind of Muslim who is contented with a little something he or she has. And this is an obligation, it's not an option. Nafsul mutma'inna. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that on your deathbed, when the angels are taking your soul, they will comfort you, Ya ayyuhan nafsul mutma'inna, because you have lived a life that is worth praising and celebrating before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A life that is self-contented, that has self-contentment, that does not run to devour or to snatch or cause any kind of harm to the community, to your friends, your family, to your workplace, workplace members, to any kind of community that you belong to. So this category we cannot declare or pronounce ourselves as people who belong to this category. Because by doing so, we will be purifying, we will be considering ourselves as so special. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can place us in this category. We have to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that when we are in the second category, that the category that repents, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can qualify us into this very special category. So that at the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bless us. We have a duty as Muslims, on the journey of purifying our souls, to avoid sins and always make sure that we substitute or we follow up on whatever kind of evil we do with something good that attracts the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The other important aspect is to continuously repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also to use our time so wisely, very productively. We live in an environment where there are lots of forces that pull us the negative way. Many youth are engaged in social media and they take a lot of time on social media, and this is very dangerous. So the time we have, we all share 24 hours a day. None of us has more time or less, but the way you utilize the time you have matters a lot, and the repercussions and the consequences are always obvious. We must make use of our time so wisely, so that we engage our time, our energies and wisdom on issues that add value to us as Muslims. Let us advance in our faith, let us advance in our material life. Because by doing so, we shall be getting as many blessings as possible from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala